What the fuck is good, y'all? Ladies and gentlemen, we are back live again tonight after last night's catastrophe fiasco of a show. Motherfucking dirty. If you're watching this, I'm absolutely sorry and I love you, and I will guarantee you a makeup show because shit happens sometimes and shit be fucked up. But enough of that shit, because I am here with my guest to the left of me, or to the right of me. I don't know how you guys are viewing it technically. But, ladies and gentlemen, I am sitting here with none other than the Mid-Atlantic moneymaker, Mr. Ronnie Dayvault Jr. He is a longtime associate of mine. We worked together in a pro wrestling company in Richmond, Virginia a couple years ago. And we kind of just always had our views on things, but I've always respected Ronnie's hustle and his drive, which got him where he is today. You see, he's obviously holding the title belt right now. I don't know if that's earned or bought, but he is the make. Oh shit, he's got his own fucking title belt, guys. So definitely, this is going to be a good show. Ronnie, it's great to have you here tonight.
Well, I appreciate the opportunity. We
Absolutely, I
haven't
appreciate
had
you
the
being on.
same opinion on everything.
Hey, nobody, and
no problem.
I was just talking about that earlier today. Nobody ever has necessarily the same opinions, but it's as long as you can respect another person's opinion and allow a coexistence. You know what I mean? I feel like that's what we need to teach our children in this world is fucking coexistence, man. Don't you agree? Can you still hear me, Ronnie?
Oh, definitely. With everything going on now, definitely.
Hey, brother, can you hear me? Okay. Sorry, guys. We had a little small technical issue right here on this interview as we originally had planned. But Ronnie, I'm sorry about that. How you doing tonight, brother?
I can't complain, man. I really can't. It's great being the champ.
Fuck yeah, great being the champ. And I'll definitely have some pictures of your title belts. I'll try my best to get some pictures of the title belts up on the actual broadcast, but it's all good. So I want to start off basically for people that aren't familiar with you. Just give everyone a general background. Let them know who you are and how you got started in the pro wrestling industry, because I'm sure a lot of people would like to know that are unfamiliar with you.
All right, so back in 2007, I want to say it was back in 2007. Me and my dad, my brother, we were just riding down the road in a little town called Hopewell, and we passed by the Hopewell Community Center, and there was a show that said, there was a sign that said Live Pro Wrestling. So of course we went and checked it out. That was Ground Zero Wrestling. And then in 2014, actually tomorrow will be 6 years that I've been in this business. April 5th of 2014, I went to the grand opening of the GXW Arena, became a photographer for GXW, and basically that's how I started, and then now I'm managing.
And that's wild, because we kind of GXW was such a bouncing platform, like that took off so many people's careers, and like especially with Maria Manic now, and fucking Brandon Scott. Like, I love Brandon Scott. I've always been a fan of him since the first time I saw him, and it's just amazing to see how everybody kind of hung on to the business in different ways, but everybody's still has that love and passion for it.
Oh yeah, I mean, for most people that's not going to go away. I know for me it did. Once I went to the first Ground Zero show in 2007, I've stuck with it all the way until now, and I'm still sticking with it to today.
Absolutely. So, to kind of really get into things more tonight, I know this was advertised as a shoot interview, as like not necessarily a tell all, but we can tell all if you want to. I'm sure people would love to hear it. But basically, the biggest thing that's been going on in wrestling, at least in our circle within the past few weeks, that everybody's talking about still to this day, and people can judge me for still talking about it, but it's kind of a hot fucking topic. Maria Manic and Teddy Hart. And I know you've been in my ear for the past telling me that you felt some type of way about this guy and what happened. And I want to give you a chance right now to air how you feel and tell, I know we know some of these people. We might not speak to them on a daily basis, but we know some of these people at least enough to where we can form our own opinions. And I want to have this show as a platform for people to express their opinions. So I'd like to give you an opportunity to express your opinion on the whole Maria Manic Teddy Hart situation.
All right. Well, first things first, I don't condone what Teddy Hart did, or we really don't know what happened. We weren't there. None of us were there. The only people that were there were Teddy Hart, Maria Manic, and Ace Montana. Nobody really knows what happened. So I'm not condoning what Teddy did. Now, Teddy, he served his time, and from what I'm being told, he just got out yesterday.
Yeah, I think you told me that yesterday.
Yeah, he just got out yesterday. So, all right. So as far as just shoot there first. Ace Montana, he went there to quote unquote save Maria. However, her video says that he may be overreacted because he brought a gun and he recorded the whole thing.
Hey, dogs, quiet down. Sorry, messing with my dogs.
It's all good. So yeah, he did the right thing by going there and quote unquote saving her. However, recording it and basically using it to get his name out, I would say, I don't agree with. Now he's doing all these, he did Hannibal TV podcast, and he made his own podcast, and he's made a T-shirt off of it. I don't agree with that right there, but him going over there to save her, I can't blame the man. I can't say anything bad about the man for that, but just using all that to make a T-shirt or get on a podcast or making your own podcast, like, come on, man, that's somebody else's problems, and you're going to use it for what? Get your name out there?
And I can respect what you're saying here. What set me back about it personally, the whole thing, the most shocking thing about the entire ordeal to me, not necessarily the video of him pulling the gun on Teddy or that altercation, but was the video that Maria posted. It's been a week now, but the video she posted after the entire altercation, I was watching this, man, and just shaking my head, and it hurt to see a friend feel like they had to do that. And you know what I'm talking about as far as what they had to do. Anybody that doesn't understand what I'm getting at, go watch the video right now. Maria Manic posted a video called The Real Story Regarding the Assault Charges. And it's just this ridiculous 14-minute video of her in bed going literally through phases of denial in front of a camera, and she posted it on the internet like it was going to help the case in any way. And have you seen this video? Do you know what I'm talking about, Ronnie?
Oh, I watched the whole video, and that's basically where I made my opinion on this about I feel like maybe he did overreact just a little bit. Because did you see you seen the whole altercation video? Did you see Teddy with a gun?
No, I did not see Teddy with a gun.
Did you see Teddy with any weapon?
No, I did not. But then again, we don't know what happened before the video started filming when Teddy was still in the house. Now we only know what we were told.
Oh, correct. Yeah, correct. So I just think that pulling the gun on the man was kind of uncalled for because the man didn't have, as far as we know, the man didn't have a weapon. So
Right.
I mean, was the gun really necessary? Because he went on Hannibal and said that he didn't need that gun. He could use his fist. So why bring out the gun?
Right. And you know, you're making a good point there. As far as what you say about, you know, the t-shirt and stuff like that, to give my view on it, just I feel like this. He was not right for posting the video without her permission. I can say that. He was not right in that sense. But once it was already posted and once you've already fucked up, and I believe we talked about this earlier, you know, what are you going to do? It's like you have an opportunity when Jim Cornette is talking about you, when 20, 30,000 people on the internet are talking about you, you know, maybe you fucked up and shouldn't have posted the video. But personally, I can't blame the man for capitalizing and making a t-shirt because it was a heat of the moment decision. I get it. But are you going to live with that heat of the moment decision in shame for the rest of your life? Or are you going to try to do something to make better out of the situation? That's at least how I look at it.
And I agree as far as like a business standpoint.
Right.
Let's think about it. This whole altercation, where did it get him? Teddy's out of jail. Him and Maria aren't friends anymore. I mean, where did it really get him?
Well, truthfully, I don't know. I do know this, and I will say this. He made a post regarding the t-shirt that he made, the Juice Box t-shirt, and it was basically, he said that all of the profits from this t-shirt are going to go to the missing girl that Teddy Hart was supposedly associated with, is going to go to their family. Now that, I can't knock him for that at all because I feel like that's doing the right thing. Now, I'm not praising the guy because he did fuck up. He did fuck up, but I believe everyone fucked up in this situation. And with the whole the video coming out that kind of threw him under the bus, I believe a little bit more of that was put on than the actual, you know what I'm saying, than she actually felt. I believe a lot of what was being said was to more take heat off of Teddy and put it on to Ace. Though I'm not saying some of the heat wasn't deserved, because it is fucked up to take a traumatic situation from one of your friends and put them on the internet. You know what I mean? I can agree with that 100%. That's absolutely fucked up. And what killed me, and I probably shouldn't get into this because this is really just exposing something that was already exposed, but it's really not something that they wanted put out there. So I don't know if I should talk about it. But basically, it all boils down to Maria just buried herself in that video, and everyone tried to make the best of the situation that they could. But I just feel like Maria buried herself in that video, you know, and I don't know if you can agree or not, but maybe it's good that she gave her side of the story. I just don't feel like it was legitimate.
I mean, that's the whole thing. We weren't there, so nobody really knows what happened. We're going off of Ace's word, and then we're going off of her word. We really don't know what happened.
And that's all we can do, honestly, is speculate and give our opinions. So, you know, now that we've crossed that bridge and just gotten that out there, is there anything that you may want to say to anyone involved in this situation as far as any advice that you may like to give?
I mean, hold on, before we do that, let's talk about, there's one more person in this situation that we kind of forgot about.
Pork chop.
Yeah, Pork chop. Let's go ahead and talk about Pork chop. Me and Pork chop don't always see eye to eye. But I do respect the man And I respect everything he's done, and I respect the fact that he brought Teddy in to his home, while he was going through all that stuff. And he gave Teddy a chance. So I can't say anything bad about Pork Chop in this situation. But another thing is, like, Pork Chop went on Hannibal. I want to say it was like last night or something like that. I mean, can we just not just let the girl make her own decision? If Pork Chop and Ace and even me, if we keep talking about it, is it really going to change anything?
No, it's not. It's not going to. And honestly, it'll probably be put to rest as far as my show goes after tonight. But I just know it's something people are concerned about the girl, man. And if anything, I would just like to create a community of not bashing her for, defending him or nothing like that, but concern for her well-being. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, that's the most important thing is her well-being. But I think that people are kind of mad or disappointed. We'll put disappointed in her because of her little video, and now that Ted's out of jail, they're thinking that she's going to get back together with him. We don't know that. We don't know what's going on with the girl. I mean,
yeah, and I will say one thing that I don't know, she's probably just not changed it yet. The channel that they're putting videos on, that she's putting her videos on, is still called Maria and Ted's Excellent Adventures. And I don't know, man. Like, I can't say, and this is fucked up, and this is really playing the devil's advocate, but I don't know Teddy Hart. You know what I mean? I think the closest one of us that would know Teddy Hart or know anything about him would even probably be Pork Chop, because he was around him for the longest. And it's sad though that a man that was kind of already down, with the drug charges and everything, it's sad that it had to go lower than it went. You know what I mean? And Teddy Hart, truly, if you're listening to this, by some miracle, I doubt you ever will, because I'm nobody. Just, I wish the best for you, man. And whatever's eating you, whatever's causing your demons, I sincerely hope you find your peace with it. That's all I can really say for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I totally agree with you on that.
So, as far as Pork Chop goes, and you just mentioned this, you said you and Pork Chop don't always get along on things. Since we're shooting, I feel the need to ask, what do you mean? Give us some examples.
I mean, I'm just gonna be upfront and honest about it. We don't agree on a lot of things. I mean, like I said, I respect the man and everything he's done, in this business, but we don't get along a lot.
I understand that. Hey, that's a simple enough answer, but it summarizes what you're trying to say. A question, if I can start asking you a couple fan questions that people gave me, to ask, and I got a fucking laundry list of these, so we'll probably do a couple and come back to them. One of the fan questions regarding Pork Chop that Ryan Cruz wanted me to ask was, hey, Ronnie, when is Pork Chop finally going to give you an open-handed slap in the mouth?
You want me to answer that honestly?
I suppose. Okay. Answer it the best you can. I know it's a weird question. It's just a list I'm going off of, and I wanted to get the dumb shit that I knew you didn't want to answer out of the way first.
First off, that's a dumb question from Brian Cruz. Dumb person. Secondly, Pork Chop's going to flatten you when he gets off of Ace Montana's leash. That's all. It's a real dog.
Alrighty. Well, we got our live comments up right now. If anybody has any questions for Ronnie live on the show right now, shoot them in the comments and I'll read them off to him. But for right now, I'm going to just go off of this list of what people have given me through the day. And, wow, that's pretty funny. So, off the top of my head here, this is a big list that somebody, one of your fans sent me. I don't exactly remember the kid's name. But just a couple questions from this. He said, "Who has been your biggest influence in the wrestling business?"
My biggest influence. Are we talking wrestler? Are we talking manager? What are we talking?
I guess all around, just your biggest, absolute biggest influence.
All right. So my biggest influence as far as wrestler goes, that would be Stone Cold. I mean, the man just does what he wants when he wants and doesn't give a crap about anything.
Okay. What about
as
manager?
far as manager goes, well, let me go ahead and say something real quick. So for this interview tonight, I ordered a I'm a Jim Cornette guy T-shirt for a specific reason due to what he said about the whole altercation. So I'm a Jim Cornette guy. That's
Hell yeah, me too.
the guy that I watch and I look at all his work. And Paul Heyman.
Okay, so those are probably your answer for managers.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so in your opinion, and this was the way this question was worded, besides yourself, who are some of the wrestlers on the indie circuit who have the brightest future?
Oh gosh. Let's see. In my opinion, other than myself,
Other than yourself, Ronnie.
Other than myself, one of my former best friends, Ethan Cross, and that's a guy that I've been up and down the road with for 5-6 years now.
Funny how we have all those former best friends in pro wrestling.
So definitely, he's definitely one of the top guys in indie wrestling. Let's see, Kevin Mears, Triple Fierce Kevin Mears. If y'all haven't heard of him, check him out on Facebook.
Hell yeah.
Let's see. Another guy that I really don't get along with, Sledge Gibson. He's a young up and coming guy that has been busting his butt for a year, maybe 2 years now, and he's probably one of the top guys at Classic Pro Wrestling.
Huh.
So yeah, I mean, those are just 3 of the names that I can think of right now. There's probably more, but that's just 3 that come to my head right now.
Mark Conti says Ronnie has a lot of former friends out of wrestling.
Well, Mark Conti's was mad because I didn't come to his WrestleMania party.
Yeah, buddy. Well, you heard it here, Mark Conti. You have your chance to respond. And Mark Conti told me, ask him about Ronda.
Oh, gosh. Okay. So.
We're talking about Ronda Rousey?
No, not Ronda Rousey. Nobody cares about Ronda Rousey. She's overrated. Let's see. Let me give the honest answer about Ronda. All right, so about Ronda. So back in, I want to say it was May of last year, I had to go on a show, and the thing for the show was I had to wear a dress. I had to wear a maid's outfit and go out there in front of the crowd. And at that time,
okay. I get it now.
100 and some people. So yeah, I ended up wearing a dress, and then at one of my best friend's wedding, Mike D, shout out to him.
Shout out, Ref Mike D. That's my dude.
I chose to wear the dress for entertainment because where we had the wedding at, we couldn't really do a lot. So I felt like entertaining the people while I was there. So I went out there. I had the dress in the car because I always carry the dress just in case. You never know when you might need a dress.
You never know when you might need a dress, folks.
And I put the dress on and ran inside the building. And man, I tell you what, I wasn't even like the groom, but I was the star of the night.
Now, I'm curious, did anybody want to fuck you when you had the dress on?
That's an answer that you will not know.
Well, that's why I'm asking. I need to know.
Nope, that is an answer that you will never know.
You're telling me you didn't give up none of that sweet man pussy to none of the fucking fans at CPW that night? I'm ashamed of you, Ronnie.
Just ask Mark Concy.
Mark says he's got picks, and so does Michael Melton. What up, Mike D? Thanks for tuning in, buddy.
Yeah, there's picks.
All right, so go ahead and get down to the next question. Somebody said, what is your opinion of Brent Fleener, Ronnie?
All right, so Brent Fleener, let me explain my opinion on Brent Fleener. So, like I said, back in 2007, I went to Ground Zero, and Brent Fleener was the ring announcer.
Right.
And I mean, he was just loud. And not in a bad way. He wasn't loud and obnoxious, but he could do basically in the palm of his hand.
That he does have that talent, man.
I don't know. Brent Fleener, it's hard to describe Brent Fleener, actually. But he used to be a good friend of mine. And basically now he's become family. So he's a great guy. Can always call him Brent Fleener if I need to.
You know, one thing I will say that I loved about Brent Fleener from the very moment I first met him was he took me. I came into GXW through. I did a theme song for Ethan Cross that everybody liked, and I showed up, and Ethan at the time was talking about he needed a manager or whatever. So the initial idea was for them to train me until I became his manager. And what eventually happened was I couldn't afford the training, and they said, well, go ahead, we'll train you anyway, just keep making music for us. And I trained for like 4 months and then got what was referred to me by Diva Dynamite as an anosarosic concussion, which means basically one of my pupils dilated bigger than the other, and it was a sign of potential brain damage. So I never went to the hospital or anything like that, but I was always since then I've been I only would take bumps when I absolutely had to. And from there I downgraded to ref training because I used to ride fucking bikes and all kind of shit when I was a kid, and my head's been through a lot, like physically, so I just couldn't physically put myself through that anymore. But anyway, so that's how I got to start meeting Ronnie and everything. And Brent Fleener, I'm sorry, I got off track. Brent Fleener was one of the most humble people that I ever came across because he knew I wasn't a wrestler. He knew I didn't necessarily belong backstage at the event, but he treated me as, you know, he didn't try to work me. He was very humble. He said, look, sit here during the show and I'll address to the audience. I'll even say this guy did some music for the show, which I didn't want him to do all that, but he did it out of the kindness of his heart because he's a great guy. And just the way he captivates people with his voice, he'll suck you in and make the show so much better. Like when you see a great moment, he'll come out with that rumble in his voice that makes you even more excited that you saw something awesome.
Yeah, so I mean, to add on to that, so when I cracked Ethan Cross over the skull with the briefcase, it got dead silent. Like the whole arena got dead silent, and then I heard Brent Fleener say, "Oh my God!" That right there, it just basically just made the moment even better because he was just there and he had an expression. Of course, you know the fans had an expression too with it being dead silent, not expecting that, but Fleener just added to that. So I give him props. We may have problems in the squared circle, but I know I can always count on that man if I need anything.
So I'm just sitting here bullshitting, smoking a cigarette, and I just have to put this one comment up on the screen for the fans and read it off to you. I don't know who this is. Is this your dad? It's from Ronnie Dayvault, and it just says Ronnie Dayvault Jr. sucks.
Yeah, that's probably my dad. It's okay money to see me.
You don't get your pops free tickets, man.
First of all, I am a special attraction. I'm like Brock Lesnar. People pay to see me.
Hey, you heard it right here first from the Mid-Atlantic Moneymaker, Mr. Special Attraction himself, Ronnie Dayvault Jr., live right here on the motherfucking finishing move. And So I want to get into one of my favorite stories that I think I've ever had from you. And
Oh god.
it was I believe you were doing photography for GXW. And you and DuPont got into some kind of rant on Facebook. I don't exactly remember what it was, but I know you and Humphrey J. DuPont were really close. You can elaborate on that a little bit, but it was some type of rant on Facebook, and I guess you were like his protege. And the saddest thing is, I can't remember what was so funny about it, but you guys just had such an excellent chemistry. Like, y'all would almost make a great manager tag team.
So Humphrey J. DuPont. So let me explain that whole story, how we met and how we became real good friends. So of course, yeah, I was doing photography at GXW, and this was actually, yeah, it was probably right before the grand opening of the GXW arena. I get a phone call from a random number, and I usually don't answer random numbers. But they kept calling and calling and calling. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna answer. So I was like, hello. And they're like, is this Ronnie? I'm like, yeah. He was like, this is Humphrey DuPont. I was like, okay. First of all, how'd you get my number?
What the fuck's a Humphrey DuPont?
He's like, I knew who he was, but I'm like, how'd you get my number? He's like, oh, Pharaoh gave it to me, and Dave gave it to me. I was like, all right, cool.
God damn it, Pharaoh.
He's like, I've seen your pictures, and I really like them. He's like, I'm doing this show coming up soon. Can you come to it and take pictures? And I was like, yeah, that's no problem. And then we became good friends after that. I actually talked to him today, because 1 year ago today was when I got dragged behind a truck and my head was shaved by Humphrey J. DuPont. So,
I remember that video. I wish I could.
2,600 other people.
I wish I could play it on here. If you have a way to send me the link to the video, if it's on YouTube or anything, I can probably look it up on YouTube here and see if I can't pull the video up for people, because that is fucking hilarious. I might add it into like the final edit of the show for YouTube or something, but it's hilarious. So tell me how that angle got set up, where you got drugged behind a truck, because that looked pretty. You guys worked it pretty well.
Right. So, I was commissioner, and him and his buddy, a guy by the name of KR Superstar, who is also a good friend of mine. He's about 4'3". He's a dwarf. They got suspended by my boss. I was co-commissioner, and then they had somebody ahead of me, Phil Stanford. He suspended them, so I had to go to the KR DuPont compound and basically deliver the suspension letter. So we go, I go to deliver the papers. KR ends up breaking my glasses. Then DuPont hits me over the back with the briefcase. They tape me up, shave my head, and I get dragged behind a truck. That was all on one. That one take. You can't
All right, guys. Sorry about that. We're back on here. Go on again about the angle as far as getting drugged behind a truck. I believe the last thing you said was it wasn't fun, but you would do it again.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't. Well, it was fun. It wasn't safe. You know, I did once. You know, once everything happened, I did get a lot of phone calls telling me that was unsafe. Mostly from family. Some friends actually said that was unsafe. But I told them I said it's part of the business that I chose, and I would definitely do it again. But yeah, the funny thing about that is that we shaved my head. We only shaved half my head. So of course I came out there looking like, once I left the place, I looked like Arn Anderson basically. So, I didn't have all the hair up there. So we're getting down the road, and I'm like, oh crap, I gotta stop at a gas station. And I didn't have a hat. So I'm like, oh gosh, I gotta find a hat. So luckily there's a hat in my truck for my suit job, and I put that on and I walked in there. I was not walking in there looking like a fool with half a head of hair.
Oh wow, yeah. Fuck that. I remember when I was still getting my dreads twisted for the first time, I didn't even want to go in public. It's a weird feeling, man. A man's hair sometimes
I mean, I would have worried about it if I was bald, but instead of shaving it off like I should have done when I left the compound, I just said, you know what, I'll get it when I get home. That's an hour later. I didn't think I was going to have to make any stop. But of course, cars need gas. So
cars need gas. Yes, they do, Ronnie. Yes, they do. Oh, man. I'm going to go back to a couple more questions here while we're just sitting here. So we already got your opinion of Brent Fleener. So who are some of your biggest fans in CPW?
I don't know if I have any fans, honestly, because I don't think anybody really likes me. I might have one lady that actually. All right, so I did have this one lady, and I'll give her a shout out. Her name's Helen, Crazy Helen. That's what they call her. Once I got done with the dress for that show last year, she asked me for the dress. She sure did. So every single show after that, she would ask me, "Hey, do you have the dress? Do you have the dress?" I want to say, but it was after Mikey's wedding. I finally gave her the dress. Not the dress anymore. Crazy Helen has it. So that's probably my number one fan.
Helen.
Yeah. So.
Super duper Helen.
Yeah.
All right, so let me ask you just what 3 wrestling matches of all time?
Top 3 of all time. All right, WrestleMania 3, Steamboat, and Macho Man.
Hell yeah.
WrestleMania 24, Shawn Michaels
All right, guys, I'm sorry about that. We just keep getting up here. I am back with Ronnie Dayvault Jr., and I'm going to ask a couple more questions just to give people a generalized summary, and then I'm going to edit all this bullshit out for the final take on YouTube. So basically what I wanted to ask you, and this was a fan question that somebody sent in, and I'm going to go here and read it specifically, but it started off as, how did it feel to go from a small kid in Virginia? Here we go. Here's the comment. He said, how did it feel to go from being this pipsqueak fella fresh out of high school to one of the most despised in the state of Virginia?
Who's that comment from?
His name is Sid Garrison.
Oh, Sid Garrison. Okay, I know Sid Garrison very well. It feels good. It means that I've actually accomplished something. Yeah, of course, when I started this, I was in high school, but it actually means that I actually accomplished something in this business. So I mean, if people hate me, that's fine. I'm doing my job. If they love me, that's fine. I'm still doing my job. At the end of the
Absolutely
day, as
right.
long as I'm doing my job.
And I do apologize for some of the audio and video complications we had on here. Sometimes some nights it goes through flawlessly, and some nights we have to splice it out a little bit. But hopefully the bulk of the show got through to the listeners, and if not, the finalized product, you'll be able to present it to anybody just like a regular interview. But truthfully, guys, I want to thank everyone for tuning in tonight. This wasn't a ridiculously long interview. And honestly, if anything, I do want to ask you one more question before we get off of here. And it's not going to be ridiculously stupid, but I just want to say, are there any particular stories or people from your days in GXW that you would like to shout out and have noted and memorized in history that made you who you are?
I don't know about stories. I mean, there's a couple people. I probably wouldn't be able to do what I do today or getting the opportunities that I've got without Dave and Pharaoh and Humphrey DuPont and Brent Fleener. Um, Trying to figure out. Especially now with me working for Classic, I probably wouldn't have got that opportunity without a guy by the name of Robert Cropper, also known as RC Lovin. That guy's given me a lot of opportunities, and actually, we were all supposed to be in Florida tonight, but things happen. Of course, my mom, my dad, my
A lot of
family.
people were supposed to be in Florida tonight, bud. Join the list.
Yeah.
Goddamn coronavirus.
Yeah. So I mean, I just got a lot of people have helped me out in a lot of different ways. So, and I thank all of them, and for all the people that like me, thank you. For all the people that hate me, thank you. Keep hating me. I'm still gonna do my job, and we'll see what happens.
Fuck yeah, man. Well, if there's anything I do want to say, I will say brutal. From the pissant that you used to be, you've matured into what looks like a solid, and you got pictures of yourself hanging on your walls, so you must be proud. And I honestly have to say I'm proud of
Hold
you.
on.
I'm very proud of what you've accomplished. And it's
Not
good to
forget this,
see
baby.
that you made something out of the seed that you grew from.
Yeah,
Because
I
that's
mean,
people is development.
it took a lot of work and it took a lot of struggles. I mean, I've had a lot of people tell me, okay, you don't belong, or why are you here? I worked for one failed promotion. I'm not even going to mention that promotion, but I mean, they still run, but it's kind of a failure now. It's the company that took over Ground Zero. Um,
are we
I'm not
are
going
we
to say their
talking
name.
about the
I'm not.
agents?
I'm not gonna say the names. You can say their names if you want to.
I don't have to because I don't give that type of trash promotion on my show. I give people that I respect promotion on my show.
All right. So actually, funny thing about that, there's a couple people out of that promotion that I actually do want to thank. And it's not that egg-headed fool either. Um, a guy by the name of Diego De La Rosa, also known as Raph. He actually helped me a lot. I met Raph probably in 2009. Um, and then a couple guys that used to be associated with that promotion actually started that promotion, the Woody brothers.
Raph didn't care for me too much. Neither did Egghead.
Well, yeah, Egghead doesn't. Yeah, I'm not gonna say anything bad about Egghead anymore. I shouldn't even give him the time of day. But yeah, the Woody brothers and Raph, they really helped me out a lot as far as that promotion goes. But yeah,
I love the Woody brothers.
Yeah, the Woody brothers are great, man. They're really great.
The very first time I ever met or interacted with them, I think the first GXW show I came to, there was a bunch of donuts being passed out in the crowd from Corey Bush, and I had one and I threw it at Humphrey DuPont and hit him in the face. And so the next time the Woody brothers saw me backstage, they called me DJ Donut, and that nickname just kind of stuck. And I haven't heard it in so many years, but I feel like if I ran into them again, it would stick. But I definitely love the Woody brothers, man. They wore their bodies out all to shit for this business, and that's something you gotta fucking respect.
Yeah, those guys they bust their butt, man. I mean, big stuff still going to this day. Every once in a while, he still wrestles. So I mean, I give the man credit.
Hell yeah, man. Well, I'd absolutely like to have some of those guys on here. If you're hearing this interview and want to bullshit and chop up about old times and tell some old wrestling stories, feel free to hit me up and hop on here. Otherwise, Ronnie, I just want to thank you for taking your time out of your busy money-making schedule to come talk to me tonight. I know it was a pain in the ass between counting your ones and counting your tens. But I thank you for absolutely fitting me into your schedule.
No problem, bud. Anytime. We can do this anytime. I'll always make time for you, I guess.
Well, thank you. Absolutely. And, next time, guys, I'll try to make sure we have a solid setup before the show. We played with it a little bit, but we wanted to see what would deliver the interview to you guys best. So, Ronnie, once again, thank you for being on here. Is there anything else you want to plug or say to the audience before we leave?
I'll just say my catchphrase. Nothing personal. It's just business.
There you have it, folks. And this is going to conclude episode 2 of the Finishing Move video cast. My name is Jesse Daniels. This has been the Mid-Atlantic Moneymaker, Ronnie Dayvault Jr., and we will see you another night.